to episode 27 of the Lonely Knitter podcast. My name is Laura and welcome to my knit night. This is episode 27 already. Lots been going on this week and now I can't think of any of it. This is my first week in ages that I am tackling the podcast without show notes. It's scary stuff for me. I like to be planned. We are Sunday, 17th of February 2019, if you're watching this far off in the future. No, this is the past, welcome. And yeah, a lot of stuff has gone on this week, and I'm going to try and do it without show notes. Ooh, scary, scary. So, I'm going to jump straight in. There's a little bit of admin. We have a knit along going on. It's been going on for a while. It is the hashtag not going to EYF Cal, and I've left my drink of water over there. I don't really want it. So the Cal is going on in my Ravelry group on Instagram. If you use the hashtag, I will draw a prize from there if we get a few more people posting. And there is a finished objects thread and a chatter thread over on Ravelry. I'm saying a lot of already. There will be prizes drawn from the chatter thread and the finished object thread. I will put in a screenshot here of the prizes. And they are gorgeous, aren't they just? We have had some amazing people donate, and anyone who uses one of our donators' products in their projects can post twice in the finished objects thread. The details are over there in the Ravelry thread. There are previous videos where I've talked about it. The information's out there if you'd like to join in. It just has to be anything that you can knit for yourself. If you're not going to EYF, but you were going to EYF, what you would wear to that trip. But you're not going. Sad times. Me either. So we've got that going on, and you should check it out. And we also got to 250 subscribers this week. I think last week we hadn't got there, and I was saying that when we did, I would do a giveaway. Either that or we did get there, but only just, and I was going to organise a giveaway for this week. Anyway, I'm doing a giveaway. I am going to put the details here. I'll do it here. I was going to leave it till the end, but I'm going to do it here because why not? Let's get it out of the way then. So we can carry on with the rest of the podcast. So I have put together a few little things for the 250 subscriber giveaway. I am incredibly grateful that you guys join me every week. I record every Sunday night when my little girl has gone to bed and my husband is playing FIFA. And then I post my videos on a Monday. This is my knit night. I have no real life. I say real life because the internet, I shouldn't be saying that, but the internet is real life. As we have found, especially in the Instagram community in the last few weeks, you know, the internet is real life, and we all have a responsibility to be our best selves on both the internet and in person. So in person, I don't have any knitting friends, and I would love some. But around where I live, I don't have a knit group, so this is where I come for my knit night to talk all about my knitting to myself in my phone. And yeah, so I come here for my sanity. I live in Lowestoft in England. My town is the most easterly point of England, and I live here with my husband and my 2-year-old daughter, or our 2-year-old daughter, I should say. And we hit 250 subscribers. So I gathered a few things for a giveaway. I actually made something. This is what I would call a sock bucket. So it has no clasps and no closures, but it's quite sturdy. It has quilt batting on the inside, and it will stand up on its own. And the main reason it's so sturdy is because it has a ball of opal sock yarn in it. This is from my stash. I actually used to sell opal sock yarn. I used to go to craft fairs, and I sold fabric and notions, and so 100% cotton quilting fabric, because I used to make quilts. And I used to sell cotton fabric and notions and opal sock yarn and Knit Pro needles. I don't do that anymore. I was thinking about getting back into it a few times. I was thinking I could just put another order in with my suppliers. I haven't ordered them from like 4 years, so they may well say no, and I'd have to sort of prove my websites all over again, which I don't have. But I could order these at wholesale prices. and needles at wholesale prices. I thought about it and I was like, I'm not, I'm not legitimately doing that. I don't want to sell them anymore. Didn't get as much fun selling as I did making. So this is some opal sock yarn that has been in my stash. The ball band is a tiny bit tatty because it has been living in my stash and getting no love. So if there is anyone out there that thinks that they would like this, I cannot pronounce any of the things on here. Let me just get that to... I don't know if that's showing up, I'm so sorry. Basically, it's nice sock yarn. So you get the ball of sock yarn, 100 grams of opal. You get it in my little sock bucket. It is stripes on the inside and Winnie the Pooh on the outside. They're all different directions. And then you also get this book. This book, I found this week in The Works, which is a value bookshop in the UK. I don't know how far afield they are. And I saw it and thought it looked lovely, and I bought two, one for me and one for you. So this is the book Socktopus by Alice Yu. 17 pairs of socks worth showing off. And I was just flicking through and I liked this pair, the Farmer McGregor pair. You can see, I thought they were lovely. And those are the ones that actually caught my eye and made me think, maybe I would knit those. I am going to get that book. And then there's also the V Junkie socks, which you can't really see the stitch pattern there. I don't want to show anything off, but here is a full page shot, and I thought those socks looked gorgeous. Again, I have not knit any of these. This is just a book I picked up this week. So yeah, I haven't, there are some plain, like the totally vanilla pair, so there are some plain socks as well. There's lots of information around sock yarns and different bits in the beginning of the book. And I just think it looks like a nice, these are quite funky. Funky, how do I use that word in real life? I don't know if you can see. But yeah, it looks just like a really nice book, and there were at least, when I was flicking through, there were at least Mince Pie Mayhem. I thought these were quite nice. Let's find a bigger picture. There isn't one. So there were at least 3-4 pairs of socks in this book that I would knit, and I thought maybe someone else would like the opportunity to as well. So this is my giveaway. 1 ball of opal sock yarn, 1 sock bucket, and 1 Socktopus book. This is one giveaway. I will send this anywhere worldwide. Someone just has to enter to win if you would like the chance. I'm thinking I would actually like to give this away on the YouTube comments. So yeah, that's what I'm going to do. So if you comment below this video and just tell me something happy. I've been trying to think of something to ask as a question, and I could not think for the life of me what I could ask. And I thought, why not just something nice? So something nice that's happened to you recently, something that you've discovered or learnt and you'd like to pass that information on. Just anything you've been enjoying, just give me a little happy in the comment. Just anything nice that's happened to you, or that you're looking forward to, or something you learnt recently, or anything. Just comment in the box below if there is, if you would like to win. I don't know, it's not in there, but yeah, if you'd like the chance to win this little bundle, and I will get that sorted. The sort of rules that I'm putting with that this time, because I haven't been clear in the past with some of my giveaways, and I wanted to be, I will draw this not next week but the one after. So you will have 2 weeks to enter by commenting below this video. I will not announce it in the comments. I will, not next week but the next one, will random number generator choose a comment and announce it on the podcast speaking. you will have to be a viewer to know whether or not you've won. I will then give you a couple of weeks to contact me by commenting on that video, perhaps with your email address or whatever, or messaging me on YouTube. I don't know how you do that, or Instagram or whatever. You'll have a couple of weeks to do that. If you don't get in touch with me in that couple of weeks, I will redraw, because I wanted to go to someone who is actually watching, and I think everyone needs a couple of weeks sometimes. Maybe you aren't watching podcasts every single week. So that's that to one side. Leave me a happy thought. Yes, so on to everything else. I have finished objects. I feel like for quite a while I've been having finished objects every single week, and I'm like, what? Oh, I just realised I forgot to say, if you're new here, welcome, and if you are a returning viewer, then welcome back, and thank you so much for coming back. I don't know where my brain is today. It's the no show notes. It's the no show. I'm not even knitting. My knitting is here. I'm looking at my knitting. It's all gone wrong, but it's either this all gone wrong podcast or no podcast at all. I don't want there to be no podcast at all, because otherwise things back up and next week would be a really long one. Anyway, so finished object number 1 is inside out, because she only just took it off before she went to bed. This is Ellie's new flax. It's all crumpled because she's been wearing it today, and it actually hasn't been blocked because, and the bottom is flipping up because I haven't had a chance to block it, because the minute I got it off my needles she wanted to wear it. So last week I showed you there's something, looks like toothpaste down the front of it already. So yeah, last week I showed you the big ball of Aldi yarn that I had got and said that I was thinking about casting on Ellie another flax for the Flax Along. I am taking part in the Flax Along run by Geordie Knits. She has a podcast. If you don't watch it, then I have no idea what you're doing over here, because she's way better than me. Go watch her. So she's running the Flax Along and has a fabulous supportive Facebook group just everywhere. Everyone's really lovely about the Flax Along. And this is my second entry into the Flax Along. I've already knit Ellie a red one, which was my first entry. I have also knit myself a red one, but that was started way before the knit along, so it didn't count. So this is my third ever knitted flax and my second entry into the Flax Along. I knit the 2 to 4 year size, exactly to pattern, with no modifications whatsoever, in this Aran Weight Aldi yarn that is 75% acrylic and 25% wool, and cost me $4.99 for 400 grams, and I have only used about 200 grams. And the other 200 is going to live with my nanny, because she knits for people at our hospital. She knits them Christmas presents and things like that, and she's going to knit them hats this year, so she is going to take that off my hands to use up, because otherwise it's going to go into my stash and I'm probably never going to use it. So yeah, flax. I started this on Thursday in the end. I actually started it on Wednesday, or might even have been Tuesday, and got all the way down to the sleeve separation and realised I was 30 stitches out. I've knit this pattern 3 times and I was 30 stitches out. What is going on? I don't know what happened. I don't know what happened. I must have had a total idiot moment multiple times. Anyway, so I ripped it all out right back to the start. I wasn't even bothered about trying to find out where I'd gone wrong. I just pulled it all out. Thursday afternoon, cast on, then didn't work on it all of Thursday afternoon because Ellie was really ratty after her swimming lesson. I think she was just a little bit under the weather. And then knit on it a good chunk on Friday. Didn't knit at all on Saturday, so I worked 7 AM till 3:30, got home, did a mad tidy of the house and just sort myself out, and then we went out with our friends at 6:15. So I had no time to knit at all on the flax. And then I did take knitting with me out with our friends, but I just knit on my vanilla sock. So I didn't knit on it then. And then I finished it on Sunday morning, this morning, about an hour in the morning of knitting. This is the fastest sweater ever. I mean, it is 2 to 4 years size, that's part of why. But I cast it off at about 8:30, between 8 and 8:30 this morning, Sunday morning, and she wore it straight on. And she's worn it all day, and now it is a little bit grubby, because she's 2 and things get grubby. but she loves it. She loves anything I make her. Even if it was a misshapen blob that couldn't physically fit anywhere on her body, she would love it. She loves watching me knit. She loves trying to hold my needles. She'll come up to me and go, me do it, and start. She just loves it. And yeah, so whenever I knit her anything, she's like, wow, thank you, Mama. Like that straight away. And I'm like, you can have all the knitted things. So yeah, flax. My second finished object of the week is a slight cop-out. It's a very small finished object. I found the 3 missing whips of 2018. I'm sure I found them this week and not last week. I'm sure it was Tuesday I found them. And one of them was my bag that had cotton in and the start of a dishcloth, because I was going to, or not a dishcloth, a washcloth, because I want to make face cloths. And I started them last year and then put them away. So I got them out. I ripped out the one that was in there. They are living in my, I lived in my sock bag from Duckpool Lane. And so I found this bag, which I had been gutted about because I thought I'd lost it, and just made one of these washcloths. And this is I haven't even put what pattern it is. It's a free pattern on Ravelry. Let me just find it for you. It's incredibly easy and it knits up incredibly quickly. I knit it on 4mm needles. I love these needles. I've actually got another one cast on in the bag, so this is going to be whips anyway. But these are Knit Pro Symphony straights, but the short ones. So this is a 4mm needle, and yeah, it's about the same size as a DPN, but it does have hard ends on it. It says 4mm, but I really like these. I'd love to have a really expensive little pair of shorts from Signature or something like that. I just can't afford it, and those ones do perfectly well, so I am fine with those. Let me just find this washcloth pattern. I know I have it on here still. It is the Almost Losh. Oh God, what's going on? The Almost Lost Washcloth by Tarsha. It's on Ravelry. It's a free pattern. I think you go over to a blog and it has it on there, and it is super easy. The yarn weight states in this is an Aran and a 5mm needle. I have no idea what this is. Is it a double knit? It's a DK. This is a not this one, but I've been using a DK cotton that I just had in stash, and a 4mm needle. And yes, it is quite gappy. It's not the tightest gauge in the world, but it's absolutely fine for a washcloth, and it gives a good texture. So, like I think for rubbing your face. And I love the shape, absolutely love it. So I am going to try and do the Yarn Hoarder Dishcloth Challenge and catch up, because obviously we are not at the beginning of the year, and I would like to knit 52 this year, just to see if I can do it. Probably fall by the wayside, because everything does in this house. But this is my first one. And then this one, I'm not really counting it as a finished object. It's my second one. All the knitting is finished, which I usually would count, but it does really need to be sewn up and then sewn up in the middle. So that will be 1 and 2 knit. I won't count this as a finished object next week. I just can't quite get there this week either. So there'll be 2 of these finished next week in the bag. Plus I have started another one, so that's a whip. But yeah, so those are my 2 finished objects, is dishcloth and almost 2 dishcloths, well, washcloth, almost 2 washcloths, and a little flax for a toddler. And oh, so I'll go on to whips, which is another one of these. Now I'm knitting these in King Cole Cotton Soft DK, which is 100% cotton. I have a green ball that I have not done anything with yet, and a white, well, it's more like a natural colour. These washcloths, I weighed them, and I should be able to get 5 and a bit, well, so 5 of these out of one ball. So I thought that was pretty good. Can't remember how much they cost me. I got them ages ago from my local yarn store, so I might go back and get some more, because even if they were like £3 a ball, 5 washcloths out of one ball is still a bargain. Whereas I love the Lily Sugar and Cream, but one ball, because they're heavier weight, I think they're Aran weight, and one ball is 57 grams, and I can get 1, maybe 2, maybe not really, 1.5 washcloths out of one, and they're £3 each in Hobbycraft, and I haven't found them that much cheaper online. So this is, I think, a good option, and it is incredibly soft, which is good for washcloths, especially, you know, flannels, if you're using them for a toddler. I don't really want anything too abrasive on her face. So these are living in this bag, but I will be transferring them into a bigger bag because I would like a few of them to stock up. And also, I feel like this sock bag should have socks in. But I will show you that bag in a bit. And my second work in progress is a new cast on. Oh, I'm so sorry. All these people that I was like, I'm definitely going to work through my whips, and then I actually cast on another sweater. I don't know if there is anyone out there that will be able to guess what this sweater is. From just this tiny, tiny start, so that's the neck, and then, I don't know if you can see, I bet no one can guess. That is way too little amount of colour work for people to guess. I treated myself to a pattern today for this yarn. Look at my floats. I love floats, they are the prettiest thing. I am knitting the Throwback by Andrea and Mowry. I love the Throwback. I'll put a picture in here. I love the Throwback. I've seen it a million times on Instagram and Ravelry, and I've looked at it a load of times and I love it. And I just haven't had the yarn and just not thought about it. I just like, oh, I'll do that one day. I love it. It's lovely. I'll do it one day. I'm doing it now. This day. This is the day. I love it. So I am just about to start, when you look at the picture, the big zigzaggy bits. And I've done that first little liney bit. And I am knitting this out of a stash enhancement. This is my last whip for the week, but, well, no, it's not, because there's these Felici socks, but they've grown only by like this much, and only knit on them at one point, and not a lot has changed. They're living in this Gilly Makes gorgeous Snoopy bag, but there's not a lot to write home about on those. But so this is now the last whip for this week. I have a lot of stash enhancement this week. I'm not going to get it all out and run through it all because it will take me forever, so I'm just going to show you a picture. But my parents went to Iceland, and I said, look out and see if there's any yarn. Look out for yarn. Look out for yarn. Because I am slowly trying to train my family that if they want to bring me a souvenir from somewhere, nothing will be appreciated like yarn will be appreciated. And they were good. They totally fulfilled my wishes. They found yarn. They found Lettlopi. I know I could get this on Wool Warehouse. I don't care. This is my Lettlopi from Iceland. It is incredibly scratchy. I am fine with that. I really want to knit with all different textures, all different types, all different yarns, and this one's just really different. And I have heard it will soften up maybe, but also it's going to be incredibly warm. I don't know, I've heard lots of things. I'm fine, I just want to knit with it. They found it in the airport. And they found it in the airport and were so chuffed and bought me 8 balls as my souvenir, all different colours. I think I'll put a picture in here. Of the ones they got me. And I loved them, absolutely loved them. And then my mum said, we're still here. Would you like any more? You know, if you want to buy any, you can pay us back. So I was like, yes please, yes please. Because they said it worked out at cheaper than £2.50 a ball. So that's still cheaper than I could get it here in the UK. So I asked them to go back. She went back in the shop and she sent me a bunch of pictures of all of the yarn in the shop. And I was like, whew, I can't. And she was like, I'm here now. So it was like a split decision. I had to make my mind up right then and there. So I asked for more of each of these colours. So I got 4 more of the red, and then 2 more of the gold, 2 more of the blacky charcoal black, and 2 more of the purple. So there is, I think, of these 3, 1 more each in the 8 original balls they got me, I think. There's extra in there. So I got 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. So I got 10 balls of these colours in total, and decided I was going to do myself something with colour work. Well, after I finished that flax, I was supposed to be starting another flax, which I am going to start at some point, but I was supposed to be starting on the flax, and I didn't have the size that my friend wanted me to make yet, and I wanted to cast something on straight away, and I'd just been thinking, and I was thinking I was going to do a strange brew with these, and I didn't know, and then I think I just saw another shot of, it wasn't even the throwback, I don't know what it was another Andrea Mowry pattern. But she just looks awesome in everything, and look, I am not sitting here and saying that I'm going to look like that woman when I wear this sweater, because that is never going to happen. Never, never, never. Well, I say never, never, never. If I got off my bum and did something about this, maybe got some slightly cooler tattoos, I have got some tattoos, dyed my hair, maybe I could try an Andrea Mowry impression, because she is gorgeous. But I'm happy, I'm not unhappy with how I look, but yeah, I'm not going to put this sweater on and look like Andrea Mowry. However, I would put this sweater on and think, I look the tits. Everyone look at my sweater. Which is what I want to feel with a sweater. So I cast this on. And I'm not sure I'm going to have enough. I definitely won't have enough of this red for the whole body. So I am going to, once all the colour work is done, and we get further down the body, I think I will then switch to the black, charcoaly, dark black, and have like a stripe of that at the bottom of the body and the sleeves. I don't know, I'm gonna wing it, I don't care. If I have to switch colours in and out, that doesn't bother me. I just want the top to be the red background, and then the colour work in the gold, the purple and the black. And then if I need to do other things with other colours down the bottom, then so be it. But I am very happy. So I cast this on, and yeah, I did it. It is living in a sweater bag. Those of you who've been watching the podcast for a while may know why that is a big deal, because I don't have any sweater bags, and I'm always whinging about the fact that I don't have any sweater bags. I made a sweater bag. This is this is made from a cut and sew piece of fabric that I got from the Knitting and Stitching show probably 7 years ago, I don't know, years ago. With my mum I went. She wasn't really interested, bless her, but she just went with me so that I didn't have to go on my own. And so yeah, this fabric, you could cut the pieces out and then stitch them together. It's covered in bits of fluff. Stitch them together to make the doll, so the doll would have this on one side and this on the other side, and then the dog would have this on one side, and then what was actually, because with this, it looked like a perfectly healthy doll and then a dead, very zombie doll, whereas this one looks like a bit of a zombie dog on this side with a button eye and a bit weird, but on the other side he had a full exposed like rib cage, so he was quite creepy on the other side. And because I couldn't fit two dogs on the panel on this side of the bag, I went just for this one and chopped into this little guy just a little bit. But it has the instructions on there, which a little bit of it up here, which I actually quite like. So it is a cut and sew fabric panel on the outside, and then the drawstring casing, and the inside is this lining is it's all 100% cotton, because I used to use all this for quilting, but this is left over from fabric that I used to line my daughter's Moses basket. So the Moses basket that I had for my daughter is a really big, like, I think it's willow, like some sort of wicker, you know what I mean, like woven reedy basket. It's really big, it has an archy up bit on the head end, it's really big, and yeah, old-fashioned-y. And I think my auntie was in it, my mum's younger sister, but I don't think my mum was in that one. And then so my mum's siblings, and maybe my mum, were all in that when they were little, and then it was passed on to my mum, who had it relined and all new mattressy spongy fabric put in for me and my brother. And then when I had my daughter, my mum said, oh, you should get that out of Nanny's loft. So we did, and all of the lining fabric and all of the wadding that was inside it had all gone mouldy and horrible, which is fair enough. It had been like 21 years, because my brother had it, but like 20 odd years since it had been used. So me and I took it to my grandma's house, and we ripped all the inside out, and we put new quilt batting and wadding in on the sides, and made a mattressy thing for it, and then put an actual mattress on the top, and we lined it all in this fabric, which is like a light purple. So this is what I had left over. And then I used the outside fabric just to put myself like it could be a yarn guide, or it's just a tag on the inside. It doesn't have any handles on the outside, but it is drawstring, and because it is a big bag, when I string it, I can then wear it like an actual handbag, which I have been doing this week because I'm incredibly proud of my sweater size bag. So this had the flax in it before it was finished, and now it has my Throwback in it. So yeah, and I don't know what I'm going to do with the rest of the, so this is stash enhancement mixed with whips. I don't know what I'm going to do with the rest of my Lettlopi yarn yet, but I am sure I will find more projects for all the other colours. If anyone has any good suggestions, then let me know. So yeah, that was the only other whip from the week other than washcloths. And in my newest bag, my new sweater bag, or one of my newest bags, I actually bought a bag this week, but this is my first ever sweater bag and I made it myself. So the other thing that I have bought this week is this bag. So I watched the Geordie Knits podcast, Katie of Geordie Knits. If you don't watch her, go and watch her. And she had got a bag from JibbyRoo Sews. And they are on Etsy and they are on Instagram as well, I think. I follow them on Instagram. JibbyRoo Sews, a hop stitch and a jump away, and jibbyroosews.etsy.com. And she has this bag in this fabric, but with a, I think, dark green or green teal. Teal, was it teal? Bottom? Katie, was it teal? With a teal bottom, and I loved it. I fell in love with it when I first saw it. She showed it and I was like, oh, that is so nice. But I didn't have any cash at that point, and I went and had a look on their Etsy, and I was like, oh, I'll remember that for next time, but I can't afford it right now. Their bags are incredibly well priced, I'm trying to think how much this one cost. I can't 100% remember. Let me just have a look. But I thought it was a total bargain. And then Katie showed her bag, maybe when it turned up, I'm not 100%, but she showed her bag on the on her podcast, and all over again I was like, and totally fell in love with it. Where are you? Oh, I can't find it. But I think, because I can't remember it totally off the top of my head, I think this was like £8.50. And then, yeah, and then like less than a couple of quid for postage, UK postage, which is an incredible bargain. So go and check out JibbyRoo Sews, because you might find something as wonderful as I did. And it's quite a big project bag. I would say it's a medium-sized project bag. It is not a, I mean, you could put socks in a bag this big. You could fit socks in there. So it's a whole, it's a tall bag. And it is lined in this lovely light pink fabric and has their lovely little tag on the inside. And it came with a strawberry and cucumber with green tea and aloe vera tea for me to try, and a really, really cute little stitch marker slash progress keeper that says thank you on it. I say slash because they have used, again, I've seen this a few times recently, one of these really big sturdy jump rings attached to the progress keeper clip. So you could use this as a stitch marker on your knitting like that, or the progress keeper, which I thought was brilliant. And this bag is going to be my washcloth bag. Now, I am planning for the washcloth thing to be going on for this entire year, so it needs a good, strong, big bag with a lot of space. So I'm going to chuck in, what's going on there? I'm going to chuck in all of my knitty washcloth things into there. So this bag is empty, so this one definitely needs some more socks in, because sock bag. And yeah, so all of that, there's two balls of cotton yarn, my needles, 2 completed washcloths and the start of another one, and that's how much of the bag we have filled. So there is definitely space for more washcloths. Oh, and it has this really cute zipper pull tassel, which Ellie has already had off of here. It is on a progress keeper clip, so you could take it off and put it on your work as a progress keeper. However, my daughter just comes up to any bag with stuff like this on and rips it off, and she had to good, really yank to get this off. She did manage to break through the silver ring, but it's a sturdy silver ring, so she was putting a lot of her weight into it, and all I did was take some of my Gilly Makes pliers and squeeze it back around, and it was really easy to do, and it is now really sturdy again, so really good quality and pretty. So I would say definitely check out JibbyRoo Sews, especially if you want something that, you know, could, like, if you're like me and don't always have the most money and have to sit there and think, do I buy a project bag or do I buy yarn? I've had to make that decision many times. And I just feel like this was a really good bargain, but it feels incredibly well made and sturdy, and this is like a more of a canvasy fabric down the bottom, and it's just really nice. I'm really happy with this purchase. So this is now my washcloth bag. And what else? Oh, I don't know whether I should call this stash enhancement or not, because it's not mine. This is a whole lot of drops Nepal in, I don't even know what colour this is, but it is coming up pretty true to colour. It's that colour. It's like a green or a teal, but it's so almost, I don't know, I can't explain. They say the colour is 7139, and my friend bought it from Wool Warehouse, as you can tell by the bag with the Wool Warehouse ribbon. And she wants me to knit her a flax. So I knit myself the red flax and then a matching one for Ellie, and she said she really liked them and she would love one, and she put my flax on, and I thought the only way I'm going to get her to take that off is if I offer to knit her one myself, which is fine, she's not a knitter, and I was very happy to offer, especially while the Flax Along is going on. So all these balls are going to go into, I think she wants a medium, so she's having a medium, so actually there should be quite a bit left over because we overestimated. She wasn't sure if she wanted a large or not. She is a slim girl, but she wanted an oversized fit, and she liked the fit of my big baggy one, but we're going to go for a medium, so there should be quite a bit of this left over, which I'm sure she probably won't want. So I don't know if she'll want me to knit her something else with what's left over, like a hat or anything, but this is quite a sturdy wool. It's not the softest of the soft, because it is the same as what I've knit mine from, so she might not want that on her head, so we'll see. I don't know what she'll want the rest of that for. So this isn't currently living in my stash, this is living on top of everything, and it's going to be knit into a jumper quite soon, probably after my throwback. This will then go back into that bag and on those needles, and has to happen, because otherwise Lily will have bought this yarn and not have her flax, and I would like her to have it before the heat of summer. So this is my next cast on sweater, and not really my stash. Last thing that I wanted to show was a few things that I am going to put up for sale. So this week you may have noticed, if you are a member of the Flax Along, or if you followed me on Instagram, if you're on the Flax Along Facebook group, I posted in there, and I also posted my Instagram stories. I made a few bags. I made that one for myself, and I also have made a few for sale. Now I'm going to unravel this weekend coming on Saturday. I'm 100% going. I have made the decision, but I don't have a ton of money. As you know, as a mum with a young child, and I work, but I don't have an amazingly well-paid job. It's not the best of the best, not the worst of the worst by any means, but not the best of the best. I only work Mondays, Tuesdays, and every other Saturdays, because that is when I have childcare. And childcare around here, if I put my daughter into a nursery, I would earn, or I would take home, £10 after paying my childcare bill for the day. For a full day of work, I would take home a tenner. I also then have to drive to and from work, wash my uniform, things like that, and I don't want to work a full day for a tenner when I could have that day at home with my child. So I don't always have the most luxurious yarn budget. I do my absolute best to hoard my money for yarn, but I can't always. So I want to spend money at Unravel. I'm driving 3¼ hours to get there, and most of that, the reason that I'm going, is actually just because I want to meet people, because there's been so many people out there that are so amazing that we've chatted to online, and I really want to go and have the social. But I also want to buy stuff, and it's a long way, and I want to buy stuff. So I am trying to make a few things and sell a few things, and see if, if anyone would want them, then they can contribute to my Unravel budget and they get something. So I made a few bags, I posted them, and I sold 3. So I sold 3, and I'm very, very chuffed with that. It's giving me money for yarn at Unravel, so thank you so much, guys. But I do have 2 others left over. This one, I don't know if you can see, is a very old bag. This is not what it is. What I've made. It's not been used, but it's what I made ages ago when I was making and selling bags, ages and ages and ages ago, and I didn't really know how to make a drawstring bag back then. So this is a prototype. So it has a little handle with a little keyring on it, and it is lined in this fabric, and it is 100% quilting cotton. So 100% cotton. It is a sturdy fabric, but there is no interfacing at all, because I wasn't really bothered about it back then, and I felt like this was sturdy enough. It is a drawstring, but it was back before I 100% knew how drawstrings worked. So when you close it up like this, it will eventually come undone. It's not the sturdiest, and it doesn't have a toggle. So these, I was putting these up, I think I put them online for like £7 for a bag. This one needs a good iron, to be fair. But I do have this one still. So if there is anyone out there that loves this green and wants this bag, just let me know. It's very greased. I will iron it. It's been tucked up inside another bag this week. But I have this one, and then I also have this one. This one is new. I made this week, and it is bigger than a sock sack, I would say. What's going on? It's bigger than a sock sack. I'd say more of a shawl size. I wouldn't say sweater size. In comparison, this sweater bag is quite a bit bigger. But you could easily fit a good few skeins of yarn in there. It is lined in exactly the same fabric as the outside. It does not have any handles or yarn guides on the inside or anything. It does have a big chunky handle on the outside. Did I say outside before? There's no handles or anything on the inside, but it does have one on the outside and a big chunky one. And the drawstring casing fabric is from this Winnie the Pooh fabric, as is the handle. There's Tigger, and there's some flowers. And it has a drawstring, and I know how to work drawstrings now. So when you shut it, it has, like my zombie bag, it has a good chunk of a handle that you could put over your shoulder if you so desired. So I put this one up as well online, and yeah, so I put those out and about. These are the only two that haven't sold, and if anyone is interested, feel free to message me on Instagram, and if I still have them, then you are very, very welcome to them. I can't remember what I put this one up for. I think I might have put this one up for £23 before postage, so I'm pretty sure that's what I put it out for. So if anyone is interested, it is interfaced, or not interfaced, but it has got in there between the two layers. I suppose that is interfacing. I don't know. It's quilt batting, because I've been trying to use up lots of my stash of quilting things that I don't use anymore, because I'm really not quilting anywhere near as much anymore. So it is a really squashy bag, and has a bit of meat to it. So I don't think you would be able to puncture it easily with needles. But yeah, and it's got a boxed bottom. So there's that one. If anyone is interested, message me. I may well put these up in my Etsy shop. If I do, I will put a link below if you would like it through there. If you are happier, if it's not up there yet, and just message me if you'd like it, and if it hasn't gone, I'll let you know. And you can, I'll just take payment through PayPal and send it out in the post. So it's however you want, really, however you want. So I have this. I might put this up in my Etsy, or if anyone is interested who quilts. I found this when I was having a little bit of a rummage. It is a Spotty Rooster wall quilt kit, and it is 13 inches by 15 inches. I went through a stage of loving these. I have another one that is completely done. It just needs to have, it just needs a tiny little bit more top stitching. This is all to be done by hand. And yeah, it's not, I think it's not complicated, but it is a lot of work for, it's good that it's a little quilt, because it's a lot of work. But the binding, I have one that is almost completely done, just needs its binding stitched down. But I think I might turn that into a bag at some point. It's not exactly the same, it's slightly different. So if there is anyone out there that fancies this, I was thinking about putting this up for like a tenner or something. It cost me a lot more than that to buy. It has all the things in there that you would need. You just need to have the correct tools. It even has the batting and everything. So yeah, templates and everything in there. So if anyone's interested, let me know, because I have this and I'm probably not going to make it. So yeah, I know there's a lot of people out there that are multi-craftual. So yeah, I think that's everything this week that I have been knitting on, that I have been making. And as I said, I am going to unravel next week. I am incredibly excited. I am going to be leaving here at like 6:30 in the morning so I can get there early. And I was talking to my lovely friend Katie, she is my knitting bestie, and she is one of the organisers, or one of the helpers in the solidarity swap. I know I mentioned this last week, but I have signed up for the solidarity swap on Ravelry. It is the brainchild, I think, of Times Swedish, and then lots of people got involved. She got a little group together and they all organised this swap, and Katie is one of those wonderful people, and along with some other fabulous people too. And we were just chatting about how she messaged me, someone had messaged on one of the Ravelry threads saying, is anyone going to unravel? You know, another horrible video has come up in our community this week, and there's just a lot of feelings out there about it. It's awful, and people need to be a little bit more aware of the fact that they are not this little person in the community who can jibber jabber and everyone goes, oh, okay. You know, like I, as someone who has a podcast and sits there and chats to a camera, that is to a certain level quite a bit of self-indulgence there, because it's just me talking to me. But if someone said to me, you're being a dick, stop it, I would have to take a long hard look at myself and think, oh yeah, maybe I am, you know, and really think about this. And I think there's a lot of people out there who are just bunging stuff up on the internet and not thinking about the fact that this is a public area where you are hurting people. Oh, I'm getting in a rant and I've totally gone off topic. Basically, what I'm saying is I'm going to Unravel, signed up for this solidarity swap. It looks fabulous. And if there's anyone out there that is also going, whether you're in the solidarity swap or not, and you want to come and meet me, then I would love to meet you, because I'm going on my own. I am hoping to meet Sharon, MSCL1TNO. I am hoping to meet up with Sally. I'm hoping to meet up with a bunch of people. I've messaged with a bunch of people. I really want to meet up with you guys. And yeah, totally come and see me, because otherwise I'm just going to be on my own walking around, which is what I was like at Wolf Abbey Wolf Show until Sally came and said hi. So yeah, I'm going, but I would like to reiterate that this is my safe space on the internet, and I am welcoming, I hope I come across as welcoming, to all people who also wish for inclusivity and diversity to be a fabulous, wonderful thing in our community. If there is anyone out there who is sitting there thinking, no, I'm not bothered and I don't want to be inclusive, or I want things to go back to the way they are, or I don't think that this community needs to change or has changed or whatever, we don't need to be friends, so don't worry. I'm not feeling it. So what I'm basically saying is, this sounds really silly, but I read this post, and it was, and I can't even remember now because it was a while ago. My brain's just a bit fried and it's been a long day, but there was a lady who didn't want to go to VKL, Vogue Knitting Live in New York. She made a gorgeous, gorgeous sweater, and she didn't want to go because she was scared because of the racism conversation that has come out and the arguments and the violence that has been come across in quite a lot of, it's been put across in a lot of people's like videos and talking and just in general. And that video broke my heart. She is completely right in how she felt. Like, like there is no one that can turn around and say she didn't have the reason to feel like that, because of everything that's going on in this conversation. I don't blame her. I can't imagine what it really feels like to ever feel like that, because I have an enormous amount of privilege as in my life, and that wouldn't affect me. It just wouldn't come across to me. But now that my eyes are open and I can see things like that, I sit there and I think, oh my gosh, I would be so sad. It's so wrong. I know Unravel is not VKL, and I know, if there is anyone out there that wasn't going to go to Unravel, but would have loved to, but isn't going to go because they are scared or anxious or anything, that they will not be treated well as BIPOC, if there's anyone out there who feels that as being part of a minority, if they're feeling like they're going to be alone at Unravel and not feel support in this community, and you would like to get in touch with me and meet up with me and we'll go together, or meet up with me there and just have someone to hang around with, I will not tolerate racist behaviour and unkindness and just exclusion, and that is in person as well as on camera and as well as in Instagram and Ravelry and everywhere. So if you would like a friend and you felt like you weren't going to go and you want someone to hang out with, I'd love to hang out with you because I'm going to be on my own. You do not, this is for anyone, except, as I said before, anyone that feels like this community does not need to change, or that everything should go back to how it was. Anyone who's thinking that we don't need to meet up. But, yeah, I don't want to sound overbearing or ridiculous or like you should be friends with me, though I am the sort of person that's gone through life going, please be friends with me, please be friends with me, because I've had no friends. I don't right now, it's fine, but, but yeah, so, I don't think that anything that I say could really change anything that anyone is thinking out there, but all I'm saying is I'm going and I'm nice, I promise, most of the time. I'm nice, unless I'm really stressed, in which case I'm just like this. But yeah, if anyone wants to meet up, let me know. If anyone was feeling nervous about going on their own, let me know. I'm feeling nervous too, just because I don't like going places on my own. But I will do it for the yarn. But yeah, if anyone wanted to meet up, part of the solidarity swap or not, just message me. I would love it. Oh, and if there is anyone out there who would like to donate a prize to, not a prize, but like donate to, not a prize, to the Solidarity Swap Fund, they have a fund going on over there. It's not charity, it is a inclusivity thing. So basically, if there's anyone out there who isn't financially able to take part in the Solidarity Swap, there is a fund for that. So we want everyone, or they want everyone, I'm not part of it, I'm just sticking my oar in, they want everyone to be involved because they are lovely people and that is all about inclusivity. And yeah, they have an amazing fund. So if anyone was thinking that they wouldn't join because of that, then do go join. But if there's anyone at Unravel that wants to donate to that fund, I have spoken to Katie and I will happily post her anything. So my charge, my cost, if you have something that you would like to donate and you would like to pass it through me, I will happily take those things, anyone at Unravel, and I will pay the postage to send them up to Katie. So if there's anyone out there that wanted to, then wave at me and say, because that would be amazing. I can't imagine that anyone is going to be watching this video who's even going, other than like 5 people who I know already. Probably just talking to myself now because we're getting to like 55 minutes. It's been a really brain scattering day. Anyway, I'm just going to stop talking about the yarny stuff and I'm going to talk about what has gone on this week in real life, because I can't even remember what I've said in the last 53 minutes. It's all gone wrong. I didn't do show notes and now I'm regretting it. So this week, normally I'd write this out on my show notes as well. This week on yarny, worked Monday night. Tuesday, I was off, I had a holiday day, and I was going to get all the 1,000,001 things done. I had childcare, my mother-in-law was going to have Ellie, but she was going to have her for a shorter day. It was going to work out about 6 hours. Well, after I did drop off and got stuck in traffic on the way back, finally got home, it worked out being about 5 hours of time on my own, and I sewed for most of that and then tidied up and cleaned for the rest. I didn't get my patterns written up. I didn't get half the stuff I wanted to done. But my house was a whole bunch tidier, so swings and roundabouts. I just feel like I'm wading through washing and children's toys and crayons and chalk and all sorts at all times. Oh, and something else that happened on Monday morning. So Monday morning I'm at home with Ellie and she's jumping on the sofa. I'd gone through to the kitchen, I could hear her laughing. I thought, what's she doing? Walked straight back through, she's jumping on the sofa in my spot. I have a spot, it's one spot. It has an arm where I put my iPad and I sit there and knit and I'm very happy. So there she is jumping in my spot. So I'm like, Ellie, we don't jump on the sofa. She plonks down onto her bum and you hear this dong. And I'm like, what is that noise from my sofa? So I go over there, pick up the sofa cushion, and the fabric that covers like the rungs of the sofa underneath the big cushion has come away. It started to come away ages ago. It's an oldish sofa. The rung, the metal like springy rung that goes right underneath my arse when I'm sitting on the sofa, has fallen. It's broken out of the sofa, fallen down, and is in the guts of the sofa, just like there. When I now, and I've forgotten multiple times, I've been sitting on that sofa for 5 years, and multiple times I've gone down, sat down on my sofa in my spot, and I sit down and then go, and so I'm sat inside the sofa. The cushion is like that up on either side of my bum, and I am inside my sofa. It's incredibly sad. I was very, very, very sad, and we don't really have the money to replace our sofa with a nice new one right now. Very, very, very sad. So, yeah, my sofa was dying. I was very sad about that. I've said sad a lot of times, but this has been a real emotional roller coaster for me. So Tuesday, I didn't work, but I didn't get an awful lot done. Wednesday, Ellie started to get not very well. She had a bit of a cold and just a bit manky. We went to gymnastics in the morning, and then we went to Africa Alive, which is our local wildlife park that we have a season ticket to, with our friends in the afternoon. And then my parents came over and said hi and dropped off the yarn Wednesday afternoon late. Yes. Then Thursday we had Ellie's swimming lesson, and other than that we lounged around the house because she was getting a really nasty cold and a bit manky. And then Friday we had another house day, but we did lots of tidying and cleaning and sorting through things, and just it was a productive house day, not a massively knitty house day, but it was a productive house day. Saturday I worked 7 AM until 3:30, got home back 4:45, and then we went out with our friends in the evening, which was lovely. Chris's parents came over and babysat here. Ellie had a bit of a coughing fit. She's got this cold and she goes to sleep. She doesn't get massive runny nose, but she goes to sleep and it all runs down the back of her throat. She starts to cough, she gets a bit worked up, coughs a bit too much, and then throws up. It's not really throw up, it might be the last little bit of food that she's had. It's mainly phlegm, so it's not like anything really gross, but she threw up on Chris's mum. They didn't ring us and tell us. They know when something is serious. They've had 5 kids, and we just got home and found out about it then, and it wasn't a big deal. And then Sunday, today, my mum's birthday is tomorrow, but I'm working, Chris is working, lots of us are working, so we all went over there today and had cake and gave her presents, and it was really nice to see everybody. And then we left there just after lunch and came over to my friend's house, so they've just moved house. We went over to see them and just had a little tour of their house, and then just sat and had a big catch up, which was lovely. And we knew this already, but we hadn't really said anything. They have a gorgeous big corner sofa. Our sofa's a corner sofa, it's not quite as big as theirs, and it's quite big, their sofa. And they are replacing it because they felt that it was a bit too big for the room and they didn't really like it, so they're getting a new sofa and a new sort of armchair, big cuddle chair thing. Well, they want rid of their old sofa and they were selling it, and long story short, we are now buying their sofa. They are charging us an absolute peanut amount. It's like a tiny amount, so they're not charging us very much at all. But it is, you know, they were when they were selling it before, they were charging more. They gave us mates rates for sure, but they their delivery of their new sofa was getting delivered a lot quicker than they had expected, and so they have 3 days to get rid of this massive corner sofa, and they don't have a vehicle to get rid of it in before their sofa is being delivered. My dad has a trailer. He is going to come over. He's going to bring their lovely big new, it's quite a lot newer than ours and a lot sturdier and lovelier. My dad's going to bring that over here, and he's going to take our old one to the tip. So thankfully I'm getting a new sofa, so every time I sit on the sofa my bum doesn't just go through a hole. Chris forgot to tell his dad when they came round to babysit, and his dad went straight into the dip as well. But so yeah, we are getting a new sofa, thankfully, so it doesn't mean that all my yarn money for the rest of time has to go on a new sofa instead of yarn. So yeah, there was that, and that's about it. Now we are here, it's Sunday night, it's late. Whenever I work a Saturday, I don't really feel like I've had much of a weekend with my family, and I am tired, and yeah. I have a tiny, tiny dream that maybe, just maybe, I'll finish this to unravel. It's never going to happen, not in a million years, but I'm going to try anyway. We'll see how close it gets. A massive thing that happened this week, which I'll tell you shortly about, and then film another video probably at some point. But I'm starting knitting, I'm starting flicking instead of throwing. I am an English style knitter, always have been. I've tried continental and can't work it out, and then I watched a little clip on Mina, the Knitting Expat's Instagram stories, and she was flicking, and I thought it was continental. I don't know what was going on in my brain. Once I realised, well, she said, oh well, this is flicking, and I was like, oh okay, and watched her actual video that she has on YouTube of how she knits, and I realised, I tried to copy, and it's taken a lot of trying to tension my arm differently around my fingers to sort of get there, and I think now when I'm knitting I can flick pretty quickly. My intention is very different from when I am throwing, but I'm quite a lot quicker, and I think that's part of why I sped through that flax, because most of that flax I was flicking instead of throwing. And I'm not so good on purling, and I'm rubbish on it with colour work and changing yarns, because I can't seem to get hold of holding yarns in different hands, so that's not working. But yeah, that's going on. I'm incredibly shocked, because 23 years of knitting, and I'm actually being able to do it a different way is bizarre. Anyway, I'm going to go. I'll talk about it another time. I shouldn't have left it till the end. I should have done show notes. Haha, that didn't happen. Anyway, I'm going to go, because otherwise it's going to get ridiculously long, and I'm actually going to fall asleep because I'm so tired. Thank you so much for watching. If you've got all the way to the end, remember to enter into my 250 subscriber giveaway. You do have to be a subscriber to win this one, so please do subscribe if you fancy it, and I would very much appreciate it. I was shocked to get 250 subscribers, and I feel like it happened quite quickly from 200 to 250, so I'm incredibly grateful for anyone that has been so lovely and come over and joined in my little community, growing community, because I just felt like I had no knitting mates, and now I feel like I've got loads. I'm gonna go. Thank you so much for, as always, making me so much less of a lonely knitter.